thought that they were actually very interesting, diversified. Obviously, two gold companies as sign of time. Gold is the safe haven, the refuge. It's more a currency than a commodity. And then we had two companies that, to some extent, are a bridge between the old supply chains and the new supply chains. Because copper, which is the project in Zambia, is a tradition that started in biblical ages, thousands of years ago. People were producing copper, and now it's the main winner of the electrification shift that's enabling the renewable energy, enabling EVs, electric vehicles. And in the anode of the lithium-ion battery, the graphite is actually wrapped in copper. And in an electric vehicle, there's a lot more copper than your normal IC. And then the fourth company was a graphite company that actually wants to produce the natural spherical graphite that goes into that same anode. So we had two materials that are traditional materials that were used in metallurgy and in traditional electric copper wires, etc. But they're also part of the new economy today of battery materials. And you had gold, two very interesting projects, and the project in the Côte d'Ivoire is definitely extremely interesting, and we thought that it's our job at the end of the day, when we're discussing investments and where should an investor sort of most safely place his money with the highest odds of making a safe return. That was the panel's decision. Sometimes we forget because we're always thinking it's human nature to kind of work for today, for tomorrow, for the short term. But actually, especially in mining and in supply chains and natural resources, we have what we call the mega cycles, and we, with today's very long tenor from discovery to actual production, which can be 10 to 15 years, we always have to look forward to the middle of the. A short term is actually 2025 and not tomorrow. And a midterm is 2030, and long term is even beyond that. So these type of events, the battlefields and the companies that come to present here, are basically the thing that stimulates and pollinates and rejuvenates our segment. So you have the majors, but they were also juniors sometimes. So it's a constant cycle. That's the life cycle of our industry. That's the beauty of it. And every year, anything from dozens to hundreds of juniors all over the world, aspiring juniors, emerge. And only very few of them will actually make it to the finish line, and very few will become Anglo-American or Vale or the Apples and the Googles of our industry. So that's the beauty of it. And then a few years later, if one of them actually succeeds, then you kind of look back and you say, oh, we saw them at Indaba in 2020, and we thought it's interesting, and look, they made it. So that's the beauty of it.